Back in, I think it was 1988, I was living in London and I was homeless. I was homeless for about 3 months. So I used to live, I used to work, ironically, I used to work during the day selling insurance and financial services. And then I didn't have a home because I couldn't afford a home at the time. So I could afford to live, I could afford to eat, but I couldn't afford to rent a flat in London. So I used to sleep rough, and I slept rough for about 2 months, and I lost my job. Um, and in order to get me out of that, somebody I met on the street, a friend actually, got me a bicycle, and I started riding as a cycle messenger in London. This is back in 1988. This is way before Deliveroo, and we used to ride bicycles way before phones as well. We used to ride bicycles with a radio, and we were controlled by a guy sitting in an office on a big radio who would tell us where to pick up our packages and deliver them to all over London, mainly the city centre of London. And I managed to get myself out of my financial situation by cycling around London, by becoming a cycle messenger, a professional cycle dispatcher. And I did that in the end for 6 years. And I ended up being able to rent a flat. And from there, eventually, I moved to North Wales. But after I moved to North Wales, I then trained as a sports masseur. And then I became, because I was interested in cycling and because I did quite a lot of cycling at the time, I then became a soigneur. And I worked for Welsh Cycling. And that's what's going on at the moment. There's a Tour de France going on. It's due to end on Saturday. But I used to work for Welsh Cycling, looking after the cyclists in the UK and abroad on their tours. And it's a great job. And if you are a therapist and if you do want to get involved in sport, do the sport that you're really interested in, that you really love. And I really love cycling. And back then, when I first started out working as a soigneur, we used to get paid £40 a day. And we used to work all day long. We were working 20-hour days. You not only are you a soigneur, so a masseur or a carer for the cyclists, 7 cyclists normally, but you are a washerwoman, you a cleaner, you are a driver, you clean the cars, you clean the bikes, you make the sandwiches, you do the washing every night. You do everything. And it was a very interesting job. So if you're really interested in doing that or becoming a soigneur, get in touch and we can